And guess what, guys? This is a serious Diddy video. Finally, we can talk about Diddy again, because you know what happened? The Bureau of Prisons made a mistake, and now Diddy's case might get thrown out, which makes perfect sense because of course it would on a technicality. He's definitely not an arch criminal that definitely deserves to be in jail. So like, you know, let's just figure out a way to let him out. Yeah. So that's this case. But here's some other stuff. Okay. 17-year-old model accuses Diddy of assault in new horrifying lawsuit.
Yikes.
Now, what's interesting about this one is I found this 5 seconds ago. Gabrielle and I have not read it. I have absolutely no idea what is in this case, and we're going to read it together. What I do know is what's in this case. And we'll go over this one if we have time, just to demonstrate that the media will literally print anything about Diddy right now, okay? SNL alum Anna Gesteyer says Sean Diddy Combs demanded a closed set while appearing as an SNL musical guest. You're all,
why do we care about that?
Thank you. Thank you. That's my point. They're all, wait, did you ever have any experience with Diddy? She's like, I did. And you know what?
He wanted a closed set.
He wanted a closed set. They're all, a closed set. Do you mean like locked doors where he might have assaulted you? She's all, yeah. They're all, did anything else happen besides that? She's all, no, but it was a closed set.
Or he was such a big star that he didn't want like everyone and their mom there trying to talk to him. I'm not defending Diddy's actions by any means, but I'm just saying that's a little ridiculous.
This person, who definitely doesn't have TDS.
She's super funny.
She doesn't have TDS at all.
She's really funny, though.
I know. She does. She is really funny.
She's super funny.
But anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about. Gabrielle and I are... Oh, wait. We already did a video after we got back from Miami. I don't even remember filming that.
Our brains were a little broken. Thank you, those of us that stuck with us through that.
Yeah. We're all, what should
really
we do it on? We're all, let's do it on the AI bot that Kim Kardashian
that
did.
We wish we had right now to make our lives easier.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh.
Not that for that reason.
Because I forgot.
meant to like make dinner for our kids.
Yeah, because I framed it like it's going to be a Kim Kardashian sex bot.
Oh
Gabrielle's like, God, if only. If only I could watch you with a Kim
I need to wash
Kardashian
my hair. It's driving me insane.
Sex bot. I know that's what you were thinking, Gabrielle.
100%.
Oh.
So didn't get enough of that in Miami.
In other news. Yeah. Dude. That's why our brains, it's definitely had no effect on our brains whatsoever. Just like a combined, I don't even know.
That's all right.
Anyway, so.
My hair's so dirty.
Guess what else is going on, guys?
What?
I mean, just like, you know, we're going to talk about Diddy and all that, but since this is a long form, you know, podcast show, I will just tell you guys that, you know, that guy whose name rhymes with Guten that lives in a country that rhymes with Bussia? Did you guys know that he hit that other country with an ICBM today? Do you guys know what that is?
It's bad news bears.
That's an intercontinental ballistic missile. So that's good. I am ecstatic about that. That I haven't been absolutely like hair on end paralyzed with fear about a, you know, nuclear exchange since 2006. So that's fine. I'm not scared at all. But yeah. On my main channel, I'm going to go live after this, and you guys probably already know that because I will have already gone live by the time you see this, and we're going to look at the videos of the independently...
Why?
What?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, I already saw them. I'm just saying I'm going to show it to everybody else. Yeah, I mean,
everyone can be scared together?
You want to at least know what the end of the world looks like because you won't get to see it at the time.
I don't want to know.
You know?
I don't want to know.
Oh my God. I literally actually just had like my gut. Like I just imagined looking on the horizon and seeing that come down towards Austin. And like my gut just felt like somebody
we're safe.
stuck
We're right in the middle of
it.
the country. That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, we're really far away from the Tesla plant. That definitely would not be a direct hit, dude. Like you have
Shut up.
I'm just saying, if you want to think about how this all plays out.
I don't want to think about how it all plays out.
Well, for you guys.
No.
Okay. If you think I'm not near a city. Well, what are you near? Because they all get targeted. Anyway,
okay.
Now let's talk
about
such
an uplifting conversation.
Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Listen, if you want reasons to be utterly terrified,
subscribe.
And if you want a reason to just listen to us banter about nonsense, subscribe.
Also subscribe.
And like this video and post it on your internet. What?
And leave us a comment. We like to chat with y'all.
Yeah.
Every weekend we go catch up on the comments.
More about the cat.
Oh my gosh.
Gabrielle is trying to convince me that we'll catch up on the comments tonight, and I'm saying like that sounds like a terrible idea, but maybe. So if it makes you feel any different about it, when we respond to your text, Gabrielle is generally speaking naked, like 99% of the time.
It's not entirely untrue.
It's like entirely 100% true. Okay, so in court on Tuesday, defense lawyers said a raid on Sean Diddy Combs' jail cell was improper. So without reading this entire thing, I am just going to actually I'm going to tell you guys this story so that I don't bore you reading an article.
Okay.
Jesse tells Gabrielle things. Okay. So the Bureau of Prisons raided his jail cell. Now, we all heard about this because we did the thing about the witness tampering, right?
Sure.
Remember?
Yeah.
We did a live stream.
I remember the video. I don't remember hearing about his cell being raided.
Well, that's how they found out that like he had been, like they found stuff in his cell.
Got it.
So part of that raid on the cell was they apparently found a piece of, or like a notepad that had 19 pages of notes. Which is where they pulled some of the information which they used to claim that he was doing witness tampering, whatever. Apparently, one of the notes on there was tell this person to get dirt on this person. I mean, listen, and at first glance, let's just actually, okay, let me finish the thought. Don't let me forget about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
So Diddy... They took that and they sent pictures of every single page to the prosecution.
Okay.
Diddy's legal team is arguing that was a violation because it was attorney-client privilege and they should throw the case out completely. Like the case should be dismissed because the prosecution did misconduct they should not have had access to that because they were his legal notes, which they were.
Did it say these are my legal notes?
No, but they were. They were clearly all notes.
How would they have known that?
Well, what gives them the right to go? I mean, he only has one place to store anything in his entire life right now. It's in this tiny little room, right? So they go into the one place where he has all of his stuff.
That tiny little room is owned by the state, and it's their property, and they have a right to search anytime they want, don't they?
Yes, but I don't think they have the right to send things that are not necessarily contraband to the prosecution. I'm going to be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea what the right, legal yes or no.
I don't know.
It doesn't even seem like there's a good reason for us to discuss the ins and outs of whether that's okay or not.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just I'm realizing that as I'm talking about it because I really don't know. And I know you don't know either.
I don't know.
But
I would think when you're in jail, you forfeit any right to privacy.
No. Yes, that. But I'm talking, okay, because so what they're arguing of why the case should get dismissed is because the prosecution should not have had access to the information on the notepad because it was protected by attorney-client privilege because they were notes from an attorney-client privilege meeting.
Again, without knowing, I would disagree. I feel like if anything is found in your cell, that they can use it to build a case against you.
Okay. This I am going to push back on.
That's fine.
So,
push away.
Obviously, a defendant has the right to build a case with their defense team.
Yeah.
That the prosecution is not privy to unless there's something legally in there that they have to make them privy to. So, example, one of the things that they argued was that they had their witness list on that notepad, and so the prosecution got a look at what witnesses they're going to call. So, obviously, and I assume everybody knows this, both sides know well in advance every single witness that's going to be called by both sides because it gives them the opportunity to prepare.
And every piece of evidence.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand that argument, but what they were saying is that they wouldn't have had access to it that early, which is a terrible argument, right?
Yeah.
The whole point is they're supposed
they got a head start.
Well, no, it's like the only way that you could justify that argument is you're saying we were going to intentionally give it to you really late so you don't have proper time to prepare for our witnesses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But again, there's all kinds of legal maneuverings that I don't know if they're legal. You know what I mean? I obviously, this is a game of a strategic war.
It's chess. Yeah.
So of course you're going to give them the witness list as close to the deadline as possible. Literally the last minute that you have to.
Of course.
And everybody probably knows that.
Yeah.
So this is all coming down to Diddy asking for another bail hearing. We've talked about this a million times. I don't like that he's being locked up, even though I think he is guilty most likely. But keeping him in jail seems unfair to me.
Okay.
However, you know, I don't know. It just like, I guess it just depends on what legal norms are as it relates to witness list, because that's the only part that's in there that seemed reasonable. Now, the prosecution is saying, okay, well, we also found out that you've been bribing or trying to bribe people, trying to get dirt, whatever. So the thing that's written that says, get this person to get dirt on that person. So I actually, at first glance, that sounds real bad, right?
Yeah.
I actually don't think it is necessarily. And here's why, right? What is the standard, what's the standard strategy for the opposing counsel when the other side calls a witness?
What?
Like, I mean, what do you do strategically? It's like, okay, they're going to call this person.
You try to just discredit them.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's standard procedure.
Yeah.
Right? So like when in a sexual assault case.
Yeah, you make her out to be
a whore.
A skis.
Yep.
I was going to say nicer than you, but yeah.
You dig into her background. How many sexual partners has she had? Yada, yada. That's why a lot of women don't come forward, which is not like a good thing or anything. I'm just saying it's kind of standard legal operating.
For the course. Yeah.
Correct. So like, oh, find out about blah, blah, blah. I mean, if that's like a note where they're like, okay, so we need to attack her credibility. And it says this person knows her. So it's like, find out her history from this person as a legal note. He gets a pass on that.
Okay.
You know, don't you think?
Meh.
Tell me your thoughts. Go.
I mean, I just don't think this whole thing is even relevant. I think if something is found in your prison cell, that it gets to be put into whatever hands are going to help build a case against you. You're in jail. You forfeit your right to privacy. You don't get to like keep secret. You're like, this is my diary. No one gets to, like, you don't get to do that. I don't think.
Again, I don't know, actually. My instinct is a defendant absolutely has the right to have something where they are building their defense that the prosecution does not have access to. Right?
Put it in your brain.
In your brain.
And then meet with your lawyer in your secret conversations.
It's 19 pages of notes, dude.
God, that's scary.
It was 19 pages.
Okay.
His life's on the line. Again, you know where I stand on this guy, assuming that these things are true. Like, this is not, I'm not saying, this is all principle stuff. Like,
yeah, no, I get it.
So where are you supposed to be able to,
maybe that's what prisoners all need. They need a secret legal diary that is the only thing that's off limits in their cell.
Yeah. And they write in it and they look at the prison guard and they're like, I'm drawing pictures of your wife's vagina. And they're like,
it's my secret
and
journal.
you can't look. This is exactly how I remember it, Officer Buttface. That was a good joke followed by a terrible punchline.
Hi, kitty.
Officer Butt. God, he's so dirty, man.
He's not.
He needs a bath.
Give him to me.
No. All right. So that's basically that part of the Diddy story. So we'll see how that shakes out. But let's get into the meat and bones of this motherfucker, because this story is brand new. I have no idea what's going to be in it. And I'm going to be honest, I am very interested to hear accusations from Diddy. And this is all. So Tony Busby, I believe this is a Busby one. Whatever. We'll find out in the.
That's the Texas guy?
That is the Texas guy. And I was going to tell you. So that guy has just been sued by Diddy's side for extortion.
Oh.
So Diddy's side is like fighting back against this guy, saying that he's extorting people.
Okay.
So like some of what I heard was that he's trying to extort other celebrities. So like rather than file the lawsuits, he is going to them and being like, hey pal, got your own tape? Because he has a bunch of videos. Like this guy is ground zero for actual freak off tapes.
Wow.
He only had apparently he saw 6,000 accusations and he's only taken on 120 of them. Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question. Where is he getting these videos, do you think, Gabrielle?
I don't know.
Well, what would you guess?
People.
Yeah. People.
Well, where else would he get them?
No, that's a correct answer.
Yeah.
But you're like, hey, where do you think Giselle is right now? And you're all, Earth. Like, it's like correct, but it's like clearly
what
not
are you
an
looking
answer.
For? I don't know.
I think he might be getting them from the feds because this is what I'm saying.
Really?
Is the feds the feds went out and they accessed the hard drive.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
They are the ones who raided his home and got all these videos, right? Like, so from there, now we obviously know the feds had to have leaked the one of Cassie to CNN, right? Where else would they have gotten it? Okay, so we've established, I mean, if you take that for granted, we've established that the feds are strategically handing these out in one way or another.
Okay.
Now, especially if we also start to take for granted that the reason this happened is because of BlackRock and that entire situation where Diddy sued his former liquor company and accused them of racism, right? We talked about that on live stream, right? Probably.
Ciroc?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's them, they control the feds, right? Okay. So if their purpose is to utterly destroy this guy, which it appears that it is.
Yes.
And if you've got a guy at Homeland Security who has access to all these tapes, what are you going to do? You're going to leak the Cassie one right out of the gate to get the jury pool prepared, and everyone's going to assume everything that anyone says about him is true. Then you're going to dig through all of those, and any of the ones that you think would be valuable for civil suits, you're going to pick an attorney and you're going to give them those videos, and then, try to contact the person. Because remember, there was that girl who sued because she was part of a three-way with him and someone else from like literally 23 years ago. And you're all, where did she come from? And she's all, because there's a video of it. You're all, how the hell would she have gotten that video? You know what I mean? How on earth could that girl have gotten that video 23 years later?
Yeah.
Somebody's feeding these videos, right?
True.
So I think the feds are giving them, I think they picked this guy.
Intentionally, or do you think there's like someone on the inside who's selling them and making money?
I think that there's someone on the inside who is working for whoever is the one really driving this or whatever team is really driving this, and they are doing as they're told, and maybe they're selling them or maybe they're not, because some of them are getting sold on the dark web. It's like, I mean, Diddy, God, man, he really should.
Recording everything was a bad choice.
Yeah.
Bad choice.
And you think he even watched him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'd like record him and then he'd go back and watch him every once in a while, but it's like, it's not like this is a person who's like, God,
it's like he recorded every second. Like, no one has time to go back and watch their life if they're recording their life every second.
I mean, I guess, like, maybe, like these ones with him and Cassie where she would be with another dude and he would record him, like, he probably watched those back, like, with her. And that probably had to do with, like, blackmail of some kind. But I'm saying, like, who knows if he watched any of these? And they just were sitting around. In his mind, these are all just absolutely bulletproof blackmail on everybody. He has total control, and he just never even considered, like, hey, what do you think happens if
someone else?
Yeah. What if somebody's got a vendetta? Here's the other thing, too, is it doesn't matter how big of a star, how good you are in business, whatever. If you've never run up against the government being on the wrong side of it, that's how you learn, you know? Like, I even heard, like, Bill Gates even talked about that in an interview. I saw, like, because he got hit with that antitrust, like, on Microsoft a long time ago. And then he started focusing all of his energy on what can I do to be in league with the government instead. But it's like, it doesn't matter how much power you think you have. If you get on the wrong side of the people who pull the strings in government, you're
effed.
You're so effed, dude. Everybody except for Trump pretty much, has just gotten just wrecked. So, he looks at that and why would he even think about it? It's like somebody's like, hey, what would happen if Homeland Security,
got a hold of these?
And then someone said you were trafficking people. It's like,
yikes. This happens.
Yeah. So there are some people doing our yard right now.
The gardeners are here.
Gardeners are here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's very loud. I don't know if you guys have seen Wes Watson when his gardeners were at his house and he freaks out and goes out and yells at them.
Ew.
It's a really good look. He's in a $25 million house that he's renting, and they're out there like landscaping his property. Mm-hmm. And he starts talking about how has no one ever invented power tools that are not loud by now, and then he goes out and literally screams at them. Like, nice. Screams at. It's such a good look, dude.
Love that.
Like, nothing's a better look.
What a guy.
Than being in a situation that, like, almost no one ever attains, and then going to someone who's working hard for a living, and being rude, and, like, not just telling them to stop, but screaming at them
an asshole.
Like they don't even exist. It's like, nice, man. And you did that while filming. Like, didn't just do that. filmed it,
thought to record it, and then
posted it. Check out how I own these people that are working on my property. You're all. Anyway, it's possible that someone we know may have dated him in the past, and I can't talk about
gem.
it. I want to talk about it so bad.
Gem.
I want to talk about it so bad.
But we will not.
It is an entire cottage industry on the internet right now to light him up, and I'm like, God. But I prioritize confidences and that my friends have in me more than views. Mm-hmm. At least you better hope so, Wes Watson. Just kidding. Anyway, all right. So 17-year-old model accuses Diddy of sexual assault in new horrifying lawsuit. The latest plaintiff to come against Sean Combs claims to have been a teen at the time of the incident. So, wait, is this her? Okay, whatever. Another sexual assault lawsuit has been filed against Sean B. Diddy Combs as he awaits federal prosecution for sex crime charges. These horrifying claims are said to have come from a mere 17-year-old girl. Wow, this is not written. This is written like a journalist as opposed to like a sensational, like, listen, from a mere 17-year-old girl. That's just funny. If it's this girl, my goodness, she is pretty. Mm-hmm. The lawsuit says around July 4th, the teen was attending a modeling gig in Manhattan when she was approached by two men in a dark SUV. The girl was given a flyer for a party with a number that would provide her a car service. Her and her friends were picked up and driven to a party upon which she discovered to be Combs' massive 4th of July celebration, the suit says. Dude, imagine having it like that. Like having it like that where you've got a guy, you're hey, if you see any
go
10s,
find some hot girls.
You see any 10s, just hand them this and then have our car go pick them up.
See, that's like the stuff that I would have been terrified to do that at any age. Like,
what if you knew, but what, like,
she said when they got there, they found out it was his 4th of July.
That's true.
They're like, hey,
that
come
doesn't
to
make
our,
any sense.
It's terrifying.
That makes no sense. Two guys come up in a dark SUV, hand you a car, they'll come to our party. We'll have a car pick you up.
Okay.
It's like, hey, are you going to have
a million fucking years?
Yeah. Are they going to have a scream mask on and like handcuffs in the back like that? Yeah, you're right. That's insane. Especially 17.
Yeah. I would kill our children.
Well, they'd be apparently assaulted and potentially dead anyway. But yes, 100%. Our kids would never do that.
No.
The suit says the girl saw many A-list celebrities there, as well as other regular folk who appeared to have been recruited to attend. However, Combs staff stopped the girl at the front door, ordering she turn over her purse and cell phone. Afterwards, she experienced what most plaintiffs recall from attending, taking a sip of a drink, bused around the what?
Bust around.
Bust?
Yeah, like taking her around the party, like they grabbed her and took her. It's called bust.
That's not how you spell that.
Okay, well,
I think
it is.
That's bused.
Okay, bust around by party servers and feeling
it.
lightheaded or disoriented after drinking it. Oh, bust around. Like, okay, got it. Mm-hmm. The suit says the girl then stumbled to a couch and lost consciousness. When she woke up, her underwear were missing and she felt throbbing pain in her private areas. She also was missing her friend whom she arrived at the party with. Combs and his two security guards saw her visibly in distress but threatened her to not say anything about what happened, stating that the rapper ran New York and would ruin her, the suit says.
I struggle with like those parts of these stories, like only because it defies everything that I understand about how humans would behave on both sides of that. Like, because okay, she wakes up, this happened, right? Mm-hmm. Does it say that she does she have was missing, her underwear were missing? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that makes it sound like she was in a dress and her underwear was gone, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, right? Like, and the girl wakes up and she's kind of like, whoa, where are my friends? There's no scenario where like the first thing that's going to happen is someone's going to threaten you, right? Like they're going to be like, hey girl, like what's going, like they're going to be nice, right? Even if they're like predators, they're not going to admit, because what you're doing when you do that is you're admitting guilt. They're
right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Hey, listen.
You might be like, hey, what's wrong?
Yeah, like
what's
she didn't even say it.
Are you okay? Do you need help? Like if she was really like passed out, I mean, you would play like, I don't know who did this to you.
Well, and even if, and she isn't
Sounds
even
like she doesn't know.
she's not even saying that she made any accusations. They said like
she was visibly
distressed. So they're all, hey, you better keep your fucking mouth shut.
Exactly.
Like that doesn't and maybe they're just kind of skipping details that got to that point.
Story,
maybe.
Yeah.
Because again, like, okay, so playing devil's advocate in the opposite direction, what actually happens is she wakes up and she's like, I don't know where my friend is. Someone took off my underwear. Like, it feels like someone, like she's 17. She doesn't realize what kind of danger she's in.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she freaks out, whatever. And then someone, the way it says like Diddy runs New York would ruin her. It could have been something like this, where they go, okay, I hear what you're saying. And I can tell you that no one put hands on you here. This is just relax. And I just want to send you out understanding this is not a story you want to go public with, because, he runs this town. This is the kind of thing that blows back on you, not on him. Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. But again, this story sounds totally credible, like based on everything else.
Everything that's
I'm literally
happened,
just talking about the specific details. Only then is when she assumed Combs, how would she know it was him, sexually assaulted her while she was unconscious. She was then coerced into agreeing not to contact the police in exchange for her purse and phone that were previously handed over. Wait, what? Oh. We'll give you your stuff back,
we'll give you your stuff back
as
if
long
you
as you
don't
agree
contact the
not to
police.
contact the police.
Yeah.
Okay. These allegations are the most recent to come against the rapper, though even more are expected to come in. Tony Busby said in an October 1st conference that he's representing 120 individuals, men and women, who claimed to have been drugged, sexually assaulted, raped, or threatened by Combs. Some alleged victims claimed to be minors at the time of the incidents. Out of the pool, over a dozen anonymous plaintiffs have filed their lawsuits per court records. Many of the suits filed since 2023 have been civil. However, Combs faces criminal charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, yada, yada. Pleaded not guilty. Okay. So again, like that story, I have absolutely no reason not to believe it. I don't have any reason to believe it or not believe it. It's like if I put eyeballs on her, and it's like, okay, she comes off as credible. Sure. It's like, this one is not, doesn't have any details in it that sound outlandish to
Like
her.
he called his mom?
Like he called his mom. Exactly. That.
What?
We didn't tell them, dude.
That we know someone who knows them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in Miami this weekend. And
As
one
we've
of our.
already established, Jesse
Right.
grew up in the Bay Area, as did all of his friends.
Yep.
And one of our friends who was there is like, did you hear that story? And I don't remember the connection, but it was like someone's brother.
She said, okay, so this is a really good friend of ours. Like a
really good friend.
a really good friend of ours. Like, our absolute, like, elite.
Tightest crew members.
Tightest crew. She's like, you want to hear something so crazy? Like, our friend who is here, like, was part of it, was involved in one of these grapes with Diddy. It's like, and then she started talking about it, and we realized it's the Orinda story.
No.
Dude, you know what? I'm going back. We've been talking for almost a half an hour. We are going to stop this right here because we're going back to the beginning. This is where we're opening this video up.
All right.
That's what's up, dude. And thank you guys for watching.